I hope you were able to solve this challenge and you have added new prototype to existing chain. Let's now do that together. And first, let's modify initial property objects for small plane and large plane. Here in the verification part, we need to get those lines printed to the console. So, max speed of small plane should be 800 and its weight should be 15. So let's add those values here. Max speed is 800 and the weight is 15. And for large plane, those values will be 940. So, max speed is 900 and weight is 40. Okay, let's now move on and let's add new function called vehicle. And we will use function declaration for that, same as for other prototypes. Let's add this function before airplane function. Function vehicle. It will also have props parameter, and inside of this function we will set values of two properties, max speed and weight. This dot max speed, it will be equal to props dot max speed. And next one will be weight. This dot weight will be equal to props dot weight. Okay, what is next? We need to add this method to this prototype. And of course, we need to add it to its prototype. Let's do that here. Vehicle dot prototype dot vehicle info, and it will be equal to function. Again, I cannot use any arrow function expressions here. So function, and inside of this function, I need to log to the console following line. Let me scroll down to verification section, and here is this line. Let me copy it from here and paste here. I will use template literals, paste line. Here instead of this number will be JavaScript expression, so $, curly braces, and here will be this dot max speed. And instead of this number will be another expression, $, curly braces, and here we will get value of the weight of specific instance where this vehicle info function will be called. Okay, that's it for this method, and what we need to do next? We need to insert this vehicle.prototype into existing prototype chain. And vehicle.prototype should be prototype for airplane.prototype. Let's modify airplane.prototype here. Here is the best place to do that after this function declaration and before this assignment, where we create new method of airplane.prototype. Okay, airplane.prototype equal to object.create, and here we will pass vehicle.prototype as an argument. After this step, prototype of the airplane will be empty object only with one property, proto, that will point to vehicle.prototype. Next, we need to assign value to the airplane.prototype.constructor, and it should be equal to airplane. Okay, and finally, what we need to do? We need to call vehicle function inside of the airplane function constructor here. So let's add this call here. Vehicle.call, and here will be two arguments, this and props. And that's all. So, fingers crossed, let's save and see what we will get in the console. And I get two strings. Max speed of the vehicle is 800 and weight is 15, and second one is max speed of the vehicle is 900 and weight is 40. Let's scroll down to verification part, and yes, we got correct result. Let's now observe updated prototype chain. Let me make this window larger, and let's clear console and access small plane. So, this object has following properties: max range of flight, max speed, number of seats, weight, and wingspan. And we see that such properties as max speed and weight were added as own properties of this instance. It means that vehicle function works correctly. Let's expand prototype chain. So, prototype of this instance is civilplane.prototype. Prototype of this prototype is airplane.prototype. And prototype of airplane.prototype is vehicle.prototype. And final prototype in the chain is object.prototype. Let me make this window smaller in order to see entire tree. Once again smaller. And here is entire chain. Let me hide this. So here is instance of civilplane.prototype, and it is small plane. Next comes civilplane.prototype. Next comes airplane.prototype. And here comes vehicle.prototype. And finally, here is object.prototype. And here is entire prototype chain for this challenge. Same for large plane. Let's look at the large plane. Here it is. Let's expand it. Expand again. Expand this proto, expand this one, and finally this object.prototype. And you see that each object has own properties such as max range of flight, max speed, number of seats, weight and wingspan, and methods reside in corresponding prototypes. For example, modify seats number and seats info are methods of the civilplane.prototype. Airplane info is method of the airplane.prototype. Next, vehicle info is method of the vehicle.prototype. And such methods as value of, toString, has own property are methods of the object.prototype. Okay, this challenge is solved. I hope that you found it useful. And next, let's get back to the diagram with all prototypes, airplanes, vehicles, and so on, and summarize. See you after the pause. Bye-bye.